Sunland, proudly built in the Sunshine State. Now, Sunland is a previous winner of Caravan of the Year with the Phoenix. Now, since then, the brand has changed names, and there's a new build methodology along the way. Now, Sunland have also partnered with ADU, or Aussie Destinations Unknown, and this is the first of a limited edition range of caravans that Chris and Miriam from ADU have had a hand in designing. Now, the judges have got a lot to consider to figure out if this is the best van for sale in Australia. So we're here at Caravan of the Year, sponsored by MSA 4x4 Accessories, to find that out. Let's get into it. Mel, I cannot imagine anybody really who sees that rig roll past is not going to stop and talk about it. What other X factor is there?
Certainly its size grabs the eye. It has a few extras that give it that eye-grabbing attention. The external storage bin capacity is quite outstanding. It has a very stylish interior, and the fact that this van is built for someone who's living on the road permanently is a feature. It's not a van that's been adapted, it's one that actually has been purpose-built for life, full-time on the road.
So John, Chris and Miriam, they've had that van built as somewhat of a toy hall of their bikes and all their bits and pieces, but also they have to work from that van when they're on the road for months at a time. How do you think it fits the bill in terms of suitability?
Look, I think it'll suit them really well. It's been put together in a way that it's going to look good and work well for them. It's a big couples van with plenty of space inside, heaps of off-grid power. It's been made for living in for long periods of time, and I think it works really well from that point of view.
So it has to suit them, but will it suit other people? Is this a livable van?
Look, it's very livable. I'd live in it. I'd live in it tomorrow. I think it's terrific. As you say, it is their home. They've designed it to suit them and to suit their needs. It's very classy, and they've used up every centimetre of available space. The interior decor is described as industrial cigar room. It's very classy, it's done very well. It's a front entry van, so the doors at the front and the bed's also at the front. Miriam wanted the storage space under the bed and Chris wanted the tunnel boot underneath. So the compromise for both of them was a bed that was a little bit higher. There's a spacious L-shaped lounge with that beautiful tan leather upholstery. I think one of the standouts for this van is the size of the ensuite at the rear. Bigger than anything I've ever seen in a caravan, and there's a reason for that. It doubles as a butler's pantry. So Miriam has plenty of bench space for her appliances, Thermomix, air fryer, when she wants to do cooking over a prolonged period of time. So it's a very clever use of that space. She's got one full height pantry in the kitchen, a 1/2 height pantry, a cupboard for the vacuum cleaner and brooms. She's really thought of everything. Air conditioning, diesel heating, a 3 kilo front loading washing machine, and a compressor fridge with the door that opens either side. So really clever use of space and really clever use of appliances to make it a home for them.
Mel, how easy to live with and to use was the Sunland Limited Edition ADU?
Easy in most cases. A few things to think about. One of them is the length of the van, 9 metres, long van. Towing's one thing, parking it and find somewhere to stay is another matter, and I think that will require some consideration. In terms of using the van, it has one of the largest bathrooms I've ever seen. For cooking and eating, there's plenty of kitchen benchtop area and certainly plenty of covered space. Setting up the van is no problem at all. There's all the usual features, which really is just like, apart from the length, is just like a normal caravan.
So John, Sunland's recently changed ownership, and with that it seems they've changed direction for their build methodology. Tell us a bit about it.
They've made a few changes. I think the main thing is their wall construction is now linked composite walls. That composite, it goes all across the roof, front and back walls, you know, for keeping it really well sealed. There's a new toolbox. It's monstrous. It's got a custom section for electric bikes, you know, with a charger and fans to keep it cool while it's charging. Suspension, it's just as impressive. It's the ATX Unleashed, which has got those adjustable shock absorbers. It's also got auto level and Bosch ABS. Pretty well set up for off-roading. The quality of the fittings inside, the way it's all put together, the joinery, it's really special. Everything opens and shuts really well. The quality of the upholstery around the lounge is quite special. And there's lots of little touches that have gone into it. It's all done really well.
So Allison, Chris and Miriam live and work out of this van for months on end. So they need water, power, toilet capacity, comforts. How do you reckon it goes for self-sufficiency?
Look, it's got all those things in spades, Tim. They're adventurers and they go off grid for weeks at a time. And this shows in this Sunland. It's a gasless van. There's 2.2 kilowatt of solar on the roof. So 10 panels of 220 watts, 300 amp hour EnerDrive, BTEC lithium batteries, twin inverters. So one 2,600 watt inverter to run kitchen appliances, and then another 3,000 watt inverter which will run the air conditioning and the washing machine. And that was a deliberate choice on Miriam's part as well, to be able to use multiple appliances at one time. The water capacity is quite staggering, 580 litres of fresh water, a separate 60 litre tank of filtered drinking water, and then a 130 litre grey tank. So no shortage of water. It's got diesel, hot water and heating, a composting toilet, but a different toilet to what we've seen in this competition. It's called a Sparret, and it uses a bag system for the number 2 waste, something a little bit different.
Mel, what stood out to you in terms of innovation on the Sunland?
There were several Sunland innovations that go back a few years, like the hybrid aluminium steel chassis and the roto-molded water tanks that are specially built for that chassis. They're still using those and no one else has ever tried to copy them or change them. In both cases, I think they're a really good thing that they're still using. Outside, there's a rear wing which looks decorative, but it's actually designed to give extra solar panel capacity on the roof. I also like the bike carrier, which is designed to keep bikes secure and well protected. And finally, the bathroom design, it's larger than usual, but they've used the space quite well. It increases the storage capacity in that area very effectively.
So John, on the road, after the GVM upgrade on the Chevy, the Sunland and 2500 HD can get up to almost 10 tonnes, which would be the weightiest combination I think we've ever seen. Leaving that aside, the van itself is 4,500 kilos. What do you think would be a good fit for in front of it?
The Chev 2500 HD, it's the obvious choice really, I think. The van's 9 metres long, so you've got to be aware of going around corners and trying not to hit a tree. We should point out it had a Gen Y hitch, which takes a fair bit of the jerkiness out of the ride. The van towed perfectly, mate. It tows smoothly, it was good across the dirt tracks that we went over. Once you got out on the highway, and you got up to 100 k's, you felt like you could sit there for hours at a time and cover big miles. And no squeaks, no bangs, it was smooth, it didn't roll anywhere, it was great. I certainly wouldn't be taken into a Coles car park at any stage, but once you got used to it, it was a really fun ride.
The limited edition ADU version of this van comes in at a hamburger under $280,000. How did you see it for value for money?
The van that we looked at had a few extras, which took it up to over $300,000. Those options included those bespoke external hatches, the sinks and tapware, Starlink attachments, that really cool slide for their electric mountain bikes, the colour matching of the composite exterior panel to the Chev truck, and the wood grain veneer for those internal cupboards. It's not a van that everyone will be able to afford, but it is Chris and Miriam's home. I think it's relative. If it's value for money as your home at $300,000, it's a pretty cheap apartment.
So Mel, Sunland is now part of a group of brands managed out of Melbourne. They're still built in Queensland. What did you learn in the warranty documents?
Sunland offer a 5-year manufacturer's warranty. They offer a 20-year warranty on their chassis, which is even more interesting given its design. They are, as you mentioned, based in Queensland, and they don't have dealers in every state, but they do have a much larger group behind them these days. For any warranty problems, Sunland should always be contacted in the first instance to get issues resolved. Sunland also have their own very good service and repair section in their factory, which any owner can use if needed.
So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below and we'll answer you as quickly as possible.